I think it's all about communicating and the people you work with supporting the idea that boundaries need to be set. The culture should be that it's expected that people will support each other to ensure they have breaks. And if you don't have that, it's very difficult to set boundaries.
Welcome back to our Happy Rainmakers Video Series, where point one can make a difference. I'm joined today by Evan Goodman, who is a founding member of Goodman Corporate Law. Thanks so much for being with us today, Evan.
Thank you.
And I would imagine when you were in big law, it was hard to set boundaries because there were a lot of people on the team who needed all kinds of things. And now that you run your own firm, it may be hard to set boundaries because the buck stops with you. So how did you start setting boundaries back when you were working for someone else? And has that changed at all now that you are running your own firm?
Little secret, the buck always stops with you, whether you have your own firm or are at a law firm. I think everyone takes ownership of what they do, but that doesn't mean you can't set boundaries and make, reasonable things. So in big law, you can have teams that work differently, teams that are supportive, and teams that aren't. So at my first firm, there was a policy where everyone would provide 6 weeks notice of vacation to a group. And they would staff someone on in advance, and they would essentially fully ramp that person up on all your matters and ramp you down, and you would be off. And despite billing over 2,400 hours a year my first 2 years, when I took vacation, other than I think 2 phone calls, I was off fully.
I hear a lot of people who are in big law, they take vacation, but they just work from the business center while their families enjoy whatever the vacation spot is. So it seems like your firm is pretty forward thinking.
That was one firm and one subgroup within the firm. I don't know how other subgroups worked. And this was when they were crazy busy. Obviously, I was billing a lot, but they made it work. It can work in a firm as long as the team all works together to make that happen.
We tell the lawyers we work with to, when they need some time away, to explain it as, I'm a better lawyer when I have some time to refresh and rest and come back more creative and better for our client or whatever it is. And sometimes firms are not that interested in having lawyers take vacations just so that they can enjoy themselves, but maybe they're more interested if they come back better lawyers and the clients are happier.
It's better for the entire team. I subbed in for partners on deals when they needed to go on a special trip with a spouse or something. And I just subbed in fully, and they need that and associates need that. But not all groups are like that. So on the opposite end of the spectrum, I at my second firm, my mother was in hospice, and a partner I was working for knew this, and I got a call. This is crazy. I got a call while we were working on a non-urgent matter that she was on her way out that day. And I told the partner, I said, I have to go. My mom is dying and she's going to go. And the partner responded, well, you need to finish this thing up that was totally non-urgent before you leave. And this is going to get more ironic. I did end up quickly finishing that thing. My wife picked me up. She had to pick me up anyway, so I suppose I may not have lost a lot of time. And we got there and said goodbye, and she passed away very shortly after. That she did pass away that afternoon. So, like, that is one end with the opposite end. And at that same firm, like another partner, we scheduled time out, we subbed people on. And then the first day of vacation, he added work for specifically me that we had worked to not have. And so, partners disagree. The partner who asked me to stay during hospice 9 months later, working on the same matter, CC'd me on an email saying his mother was passing away and that I would take over for him while he took 2 weeks to spend time with her.
So I'm guessing that there was no discipline taken against this partner because unfortunately in big law, if you're bringing in enough revenue, nobody really cares about how you treat the associates and counsel.
It's a team effort. And if you're in a place where the culture is that people support each other in breaks, and maybe there needs to be like boundaries around that and a structure that makes sure it's not unfair and that people aren't taking advantage of it and everyone has work allocated appropriately. Like, yes, that's fair. But the culture should be that it's expected that people will support each other to ensure they have breaks. And if you don't have that, it's very difficult to set boundaries. I think it's all about communicating and the people you work with supporting the idea that boundaries need to be set.
I think you're right. Thank you so much for coming on and telling us all about it.
Thank you.